Hi internet, and I hope I'm in focus. Anyway, today is another day of NaNoVedMo, specifically day 3. Today was a harder day in terms of writing for me, but I'm going to get to that in a second because I'm doing another book tag. Not my own book tag this time, just a book tag that's been floating around for ages now, and Malinka10101, she was the one who did it, and I watched the video and I liked it, and I said I was going to do it, and now I'm gonna do it. So here it is. Question 1. Do you remember how you developed a love for reading? I really got into it when I graduated from high school and I went to community college, and then I eventually went to UCLA, and I read just a whole bunch then. I wish I started earlier, definitely. Question 2. Where do you usually read? I usually read in my bed. That's really bad for your back because you end up like leaning on your tailbone, and eventually that muscle, like, in your lower back becomes fatigued. I don't recommend it, but I don't see myself changing anytime soon. Question 3. Do you prefer to read one book at a time or several books at once? I read several at once because my attention span is just like so small with pretty much anything in life. I'd rather read one book at a time because I really like being wholly immersed in the book and sort of giving that book that sort of respect. Question 4. What is your favorite genre? I can't pick a favorite genre. This is too hard. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question 5. What genre will you not read? It's a genre of romance. I used to like it. I used to have a heart. Unless the romance actually has a very transcendent and symbolic value to the literary text. For example, The Fault in Our Stars and Hunger Games. Those two books definitely use romance in a very economical way. Question 6. Do you have a favorite book? I have several favorite books. That's kind of like asking what your favorite child is. Question 7. What is the worst book you've ever read? The worst book I've ever read? Do I have to answer that question? I do. Alright, the worst book I've ever read was Hourglass. Question 8. What is the biggest book you've ever read? Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. I bet there was a longer book that I've read, but on Goodreads that says that that is the longest book I've ever read. So I'm just gonna go with that one. Question 9. What was the last book you bought? There's probably 8 or 9 books I just bought pretty recently, and I'm gonna save all that for the next book haul I'm doing. I have a problem, guys. Question 10. Which do you prefer, buying books or borrowing books from the library? Buying books? I mean, I see the merit in borrowing books from the library. I really like buying my own books and marking them up and just having them, keeping them, knowing that they're mine. Question 11. What are you reading right now? I am currently reading Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I know I said I won't read romance, but I love David Levithan so much. I will go to the ends of the earth for that man. Question 12. What is the disadvantage of being a book lover? If you really think about it and you really go out and talk to people, there aren't a lot of book lovers. I mean, there are people who read books and read books maybe, you know, once or twice a month or whatever, but there aren't people who are bibliophiles. And there being not that many of us, it's really hard to sort of connect with people sometimes when you have such a huge passion and you can't share it. But I guess that is why BookTube is such a popular, you know, avenue for people who love books, because you can actually connect with other people who read and are as passionate as you are with books. So that's the cool thing about there not being a lot of us, but I still wish there were more of us. That would make the world such an interesting, intelligent, and amazing place to live. Anyway, so talking about writing in NaNoWriMo, I've gotten to kind of a slump in writing, which is terrible because it's so early on, and it's not even that bad of a slump, so I shouldn't really talk about it. But let me just tell you my word count, so I'll just up there. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that point where I'm writing until I'm excited again for the book, but that point is just not happening. I just wanted to bring up a certain point about NaNoWriMo that has been of interest to me as of lately, and I've been checking up on some of the bigger booktubers who are doing NaNoWriMo and trying to see like how they're doing, and I don't know, some of them have given up, and that is so sad to me. This is to the people who are thinking that they might give up during NaNoWriMo. I wanted to just say, please don't. Because, for one thing, giving up on NaNoWriMo means that you're giving up on yourself, and you're giving up on your ideas and your novel. And another thing that happens when you give up is that you affect some other people on the internet who follow you or your writing buddies and all that stuff, and when you give up, you sort of become this point of discouragement, I guess, for people who are also participating. So think about that next time you think about giving up. What do you guys think? You know, I know that it's their prerogative to give up on NaNoWriMo, but at the same time, it's so disappointing and sad. But I know that a lot of people that I'm keeping in contact with now, the people who respond a lot and who are actually, you know, in correspondence with me, are doing really well, and that is super encouraging, and I feel like I'm encouraging them in a way. See you guys tomorrow, and really, really good luck on you if you're doing NaNoWriMo. Just good luck in any other instance if you're not. So, bye.